Let's put our hands together, and I request one person from Sensitize. Thank you.
Thank you very much, and you're most welcome. Like I said, Sensitize Uganda is a non-government organization. We are supporting Arua City in preparations and celebration of the International Youth Day. These are pre-event activities that are taking us to the Youth Day celebration on Friday. So today we have the Youth Parliament, and this is our theme, bottlenecks to inclusive and meaningful engagement by youths in decision-making processes in Uganda. In other words, what are those hindrances? Which challenges are the young people facing that are preventing them from participating in decision-making processes in Uganda, and specifically in Arua City? And I encourage all of us to participate actively and to bring out our views. I encourage all of us to speak the language we are comfortable with.
Let's speak out what is hindering us from accessing services. How can we be included in decision making? Let's speak what we think is best, can change us and can also change the city. This is where we are going to have action points. We are going to have issues that on present to the stakeholders, that at least if these things are handled, at least the youth voices can be heard, so that next year when we are coming to celebrate Youth Day, we shall be looking at, out of the action plans, how many have we fulfilled, how many that we have not fulfilled, and what can we do as young people to make sure that we fulfill them. Thank you very much. I beg to submit for God and my country. My name is Magezi Gift. Yes.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Poverty or economic imbalance between young people and the older persons who already rich. As a poor person, if you want to give a submission, they'll ask you, first of all, what do you have? But at the end of the day, you will not give anything. But you have the idea, you have the information. Just because of poverty, just because of economic imbalance, you are always shut. Secondly, there is inadequate trust for young people by elders. You can witness this in the government system. The Minister for Youth is not a youth. Yet a fish will never speak on behalf of a frog. Issues of young people are supposed to be presented by young people. So I'll give my recommendation on that issue, that government should do its best to make sure that leaders who are for young people should be young people, because they understand themselves better and they know the language of communication.
One of the biggest challenges affecting us youths is lack of involvement in government activities. We youths, we don't want to engage in government activities. Government has brought us PDM, Emyoga, and livelihood, which has been covered by the PDM and Emyoga. But we don't want to participate in this. The only success to this is having a national ID. You have your national ID card, but you're seated on. You don't want to follow the criteria for this. And this goes to us leaders. Other youths outside there, they don't know how this PDM is gotten. Let's do a bit kind of sensitization for these youths. We tell them, what do you need to do for you to get the PDM money? And what are you going to do with it? Some of these youths just get it and end up doing their own things.
All the blames are going to the young people. Without knowing exactly how many young people got this money. Kindly, through you, may you elaborate more on how many.
Honorable Maxwell, through my office as the speaker.
As a lady, if you're going to stand in as a direct elected member of parliament, of course prejudice comes in. How can a woman lead us? And so on and so forth. So we have issues around social
member, your point of information.
Cultural barriers.
My clerk is also trying to search something. I will request, there's an information, an urgent one, Sergeant.
95% of the organizations who are supporting this country nowadays are more of empowering women than empowering the boy child. Thank you.
For guidance, information should just be a guide. It should not be a statement.
I came to the Electoral Commission to be nominated, but in the due process, there was no sign language interpreter. who was in electoral commission to offer me sign language services. It gave again me a burden to ensure that I hire an interpreter to support me in the due process of the election nomination. Well, Right Honorable Speaker, this August House has given the platform for the different departments to recruit sign language interpreters. Electoral Commission of recent recruited 15 sign language interpreters, of which they are not enough, and Western Nile has no sign language interpreter. Therefore, it's very important, and my prayer is, can we have sign language interpreters in all departments of government? Lastly, you will realize that there is limited civic education that is given out. You will realize that the civic education can be conducted, but limited to youths with disabilities. My prayer is, as we continue with this civic education, youths with disabilities and youths without disabilities should be incorporated together so that information can be shared. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
I think that is a very substantive.
The Youth Council not been used. It is a council formed by these young people whereby they come along and sit to have heard what we are going through at the grass level, to come and submit our cries to the government link. But the Youth Council is totally ignored. We build these structures. I don't know whether it's for the interest of the voting. I don't really know. But the government will please, this time around, for us to be participating in these decision makings, we should be included via the youth structures and the Youth Council.
We also have another issue of lack of vocational training and education, of course. So our people are most time used, but they don't access what is theirs.
And beside, some of these trainings comes with what? With the hard things to, like criteria to meet. Like a special, they will say that they are making liquid shops. It is free. You know very well it is what? A skill that does not require any document. But for these people to limit us, they will say that we wanted what? Senior for result. Which senior for result is needed for liquid soap making? We are all equal. We are all youths. We are all growing. It is just situations that brought us here.
These are all young people, even though from the ghettos, from the streets, these are all the young people. We need to come together. We lay a strategy to ensure that we are all equal.
If these three have made their submission, unless otherwise, we will go to some of the panel responses based on these issues that have been raised, and as the clerk organizes the commitments and the issues that this parliament has discussed.
And I've noted three concerns. One is limited participation in the government. Through the government channel of the program, the people with disability are not fully represented. From the parties of the level, only one person who represents them, and which hinders them. Secondly is communication barrier based on language, and during the election it has really hindered them. And then the third point was limited civic education to the youths, the people with disability. There is a council that was formed basically to handle the youth issues, and the council is out of function. Youths are not availed with the information. Information is basically centered on an individual and who I know and who deserves it.
Thank you for the wonderful participation. This is just the beginning of the journey. And for me, I think today we've raised general issues. Now, when we get time, we need to start unpacking these issues one by one. We will come here and maybe say, why are the youth not accessing PDM, for example?